I Want Answers is made possible by the Grand River Dam Authority, the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, Rogers State University, and by the generous support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
At RCB Bank, we know that if you want to build a strong future, you need a solid foundation. That's why, since 1936, RCB Bank has helped people and communities forge a path to a solid financial foundation. For more than 85 years, RCB Bank has been strong, stable, and ready to lend a hand. With more than 60 locations across Oklahoma and Kansas, RCB Bank is here to serve your banking needs. At RCB Bank, you truly are at home.
The Locust Grove Pirates and the Verdigris Cardinals are here as we continue the second round of season 11 of I Want Answers. Hey everyone, welcome back to our 11th season, if you can believe that, of Oklahoma's favorite and only academic game show, I Want Answers. It's presented by GRDA. I'm your host, Anna Berry, and I'm thrilled to be back again this year for you all. So, tonight's teams, we've got the Locust Grove Pirates and the Verdigris Cardinals. Now, these teams are competing for a chance at $12,000 in scholarship money that will be awarded in the championship at the end of this season. So let's start off by meeting the players from Locust Grove. All right, we have our team captain, Alexi Clark, and we have Ethan Estes, and Jeff Adams, and Braden Reed. All right, welcome back, Locust Grove. Now let's meet the players from Verdigris. We have the team captain, Graham Kurtzinger. Welcome. We have Gracie Doherty. Welcome. We have Jordan Hauk. And we have Chloe Harris. Welcome back, Verdigris. All right, so teams, you made it this far, right? You've passed on to the second round, and the pressure's really on now, right? Okay? Questions are great, but questions don't win this competition. What wins this competition?
Answers.
Yes, and the correct answers, and that is what I want. So let's begin tonight with the speed round.
First up, the speed round. The speed round consists of individual answer questions worth 10 points each. The first team member to buzz in gets to answer. No conferring between team members is allowed in this round.
And we begin. You won a lot of this physical quantity from your pickup truck engine. What is the cross product of a force vector and a radial vector? Locust Grove?
Torque.
Yes. It was Italy's capital from 1805 to 1814. What is this most populous city of the Po Valley, now the fashion capital of Italy? Verdigris?
Milan.
Yes. The famous Prado Museum is in which Spanish city? Verdigris?
Madrid.
Yes, CC. This is a person who keeps it real. What word can also describe a piece of artwork that is authentic or a gemstone that is? Verdigris?
Original.
No. Locust Grove?
Authentic.
No, they're both good guesses, but the correct answer is genuine. All right. Quote, no warmth could warm, no wintry weather chill him. No wind that blew was bitterer than he. No falling snow was more intent upon its purpose. No pelting rain less open to entreaty, unquote. That's Charles Dickens' sketch of which character at the start of the book? Verdigris?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yes, we'll be reading that soon, won't we? All right, we have a video question from GRDA.
I'm Justin Alberti, Vice President of Corporate Communications for the Grand River Dam Authority. The ohm, the unit of resistance, was named in honor of whom?
Verdigris?
Ohm.
No. George Ohm. George Ohm, right? All right. Glaciers formed this modern state's Central Plains. In 1787, Congress made it part of the Northwest Territory. Marquette and Joliet were probably the first Europeans in what is now which state? Locust Grove?
Alaska?
No. Verdigris?
Michigan.
No, it was Illinois. It's the largest nation by area that borders only 2 other nations. If you begin in Lisbon, Portugal, and head due west, which country will you arrive at first? Locust Grove?
Spain.
No. Verdigris?
United States.
Yes. I've actually been to the end of the earth, fin de terre, right there. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem, quote, "This is the first verse of which book of the Bible found between Proverbs and the Song of Solomon?" Verdigris?
Psalms.
No. Locust Grove?
Samuel?
No. It's Ecclesiastes. Song of Solomon, we'll have to do that, right? Ecclesiastes. All right, we have a math question now. During May, the Highway Patrol increased the number of officers in a certain part of Oklahoma from 150 to 200. Then, budget cuts forced a reduction by what percent to decrease its staff to the previous number of agents? Verdigris?
25%.
Yes. Some folks drink the juice of this succulent plant for good health, and a gel from it is used to treat sunburn. Locust Grove?
Aloe?
Yes. An aircraft carrier class is named after what commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet during World War II, whose first name was Chester? Verdigris?
Nimitz.
Yes. The Super High Altitude Research Project was a 425-foot cannon set in California that NASA was testing as an inexpensive way to launch payloads into space. The concept for such a super cannon comes from what French science fiction author's 1873 novel? Verdigris?
Jules Verne.
Yes. They haven't always been this fast, but what unit is commonly used to express the speed of a computer CPU? Locust Grove?
Gigahertz?
Yes. Quote, "I learned to recognize this thorough and primitive duality of man," unquote. This we read in which story by Robert Louis Stevenson that showed such a dual personality? Verdigris?
The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yes. We have a math question again. How many years are equivalent to 80? Verdigris?
90.
Yes. America's 5 biggest banks hold 44% of the assets of all 6,509 U.S. banks. What Carolina-based bank with stock symbol BAC? Verdigris?
Bank of America.
Yes. This 1866 patent describes what invention? The arrangement of 2 wheels, the one directly in front of the other, combined with a mechanism for driving the wheels. Verdigris?
Car.
No. Locust Grove?
Bicycle.
Yes, a bicycle. Hans Zimmer's grand percussive score won an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and 2 Grammys for what 1994 animated Disney film set in Africa? Verdigris?
The Lion King.
Yes. And that bell means time's up for the speed round. The score stands at 40 Locust Grove, 110 Verdigris. Stay with us. We've got round 2 coming up next.
I'm Alexi Clark, and we're the Locust Grove Pirates. A superpower that I would like would be mind reading.
Hi, I'm Ethan Estes, and if I could have any superpower, it'd be space-time control.
My name is Jeffrey Adams, and I would also like complete control of time.
My name is Braden Reed, and I would like superpower replication.
And welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. Superpower replication, I like that. But I still am going to choose time manipulation because I want to go back in time, experience that. Anyway, teams, y'all ready for some more questions? Because the advantage round is coming up right now.
Next up, the advantage round. In this round, the teams face off by first attempting to answer a speed question. The team that answers correctly receives 10 points and the opportunity to answer 3 advantage questions worth 10 points each. After the 3 advantage questions, it's back to speed questions to determine who gets the next advantage. The speed questions can be answered by anyone, but the answers for the advantage questions must come from the team captain.
All right, we begin with speed. What type of charged chemical ions form when ligands are coordinately bonded to a central ion? Verdigris?
Cation.
No. Locust Grove?
Anion?
No, it's complex ions. In what long Sherlock Holmes tale do you find this dialogue? Footprints. Footprints? A man or a woman's? Dr. Mortimer looked strangely at us for an instant, and his voice sank almost to a whisper, and he answered, Mr. Holmes, they were the footprints of a gigantic hound. It's the Hound of the Baskervilles. All right. The biggest concentration camp was converted into a museum and a memorial to those who perished in the Holocaust. Name it. Locust Grove?
Auschwitz?
Yes. Advantage for Locust Grove, we have Japan and its neighbors. Tokyo is situated close to the 36th parallel north. Sailing due east along this parallel, which U.S. state would you land at?
California?
Yes. Tokyo is located close to the 140th meridian east. Sailing due north along this line of longitude would bring you to which nation?
Russia?
Yes. If you traveled south along that meridian from Tokyo, which large island nation in the southern hemisphere would you find?
Australia.
No, it's Papua New Guinea. All right, back to speed. At the top of the food chain, in its Central and South American habitat, it hunts by stealth. The speed and stealth of which spotted cat led them to name Locust Grove?
Leopard?
No. Led them, Verdigris?
Cheetah.
No. Led them to name a sports car after it, and it was the Jaguar. George Bernard Shaw's first commercial success as a playwright was The Devil's Disciple, and was historically set during the Saratoga campaign of which conflict between, Verdigris?
The American Revolutionary War.
Yes. We have advantage for Verdigris, the Seven Dwarfs. Which of Sleeping Beauty's friends has a name that is a profession instead of a description of their personality?
Doc.
Yes. Which of the dwarfs may have had a condition not now known as narcolepsy, where they cannot get enough rest?
Sleepy.
Yes. Which one was the most reticent?
Dopey.
No, it was bashful. All right, back to speed. Captain America was originally embodied by Steve Rogers during World War II. In July 2014, it was announced that the next version, Verdigris? No? All right. That the next version, of this comic book hero would be African American. That announcement was made by what company that owns the Captain America character? Locust Grove?
Marvel?
Yes. Advantage for Locust Grove, named for the inventor. Food dishes that consist of items such as meats and cheeses within bread are named after this earl who wanted to pick up his food.
Sandwich.
Yes, the Earl of Sandwich. His brand of blue jeans, which were the first ones? List only his first name on the label, which was this Strauss's first name.
Levi.
Yes. This method of saving lives by stopping people from choking on items was named for the man, calling it his maneuver.
Heimlich.
Yes. Back to speed. What two-word phrase is used to describe the 6,000-mile trek in 1934 that established Mao Zedong as a leader? Verdigris?
Cultural Revolution.
No. Locust Grove?
Manifest Destiny.
No. It was the Long March. This marine mammal is more and more being called by what one-word name because the two-word descriptive name is doubly incorrect? Verdigris?
Orca.
Yes. Advantage for Verdigris, collectors. Bibliophiles collect what items?
Books.
Yes. From the Latin root used for similar words, what do we call someone who collects animals?
Zoologist.
No, close. It's a zoophile. Lepidotrists study and collect which insects?
Ants.
No, butterflies. All right, back to speed. The Globe Theatre burned down during a 1613 performance of this play about the English king who introduced the Protestant Reformation and established the Church of England. Verdigris?
Richard III.
No. Locust Grove?
Hamlet.
No. Good guesses. It was Henry VIII. Distinct from fracture, what term denotes the tendency of when a mineral breaks along smooth planes parallel? Locust Grove?
Fissure.
No. Smooth planes parallel to zones of weak bonding, it cleaves. However, it breaks with rough edges. What term is used reminiscent of the term for the breakage of a bone? Verdigris?
Fracture.
Yes. Advantage for Verdigris, we have archaeological terms. Man-made objects found at sites that tell about the life of the people who lived there.
Artifacts.
Yes. Two-word term for method of dating organic material based upon the amount of a particular element's isotopes in it.
Carbon dating.
Yes. The discovered first form of writing from humans made by reeds making wedges on clay tablets in ancient Mesopotamia.
Cuneiform.
Yes. All right, back to speed. Lord Mountbatten was the last British viceroy of this Asian nation. Name this country the setting of the poem Ramayana. Verdigris?
India.
Yes. Advantage for Verdigris, we have types of medications. This type of medication helps the body make its own antibodies to fight off viruses, which cannot simply be killed by a medication directly without harming the human.
Chemotherapy.
No, it's a vaccine. Bacteria can be stopped by this type of medication, such as penicillin, to treat ear infections.
Antibiotic.
Yes. This type of medication isn't used against a disease-causing agent at all, but against a toxin or poison.
Antidote.
Yes. All right. Well, that bell means time's up for the advantage round. The score now stands at Locust Grove 110 and Verdigris 230. Stay with us. We have one more round coming up.
We are the Verdigris Cardinals, and my name is Graham Kurtzinger, and if I had a superpower, I would want it to be super speed because I am not very fast.
My name is Gracie Doherty, and if I had a superpower, I would want it to be teleportation.
My name is Jordan Hauk, and if I had a superpower, I would also want it to be teleportation.
My name is Chloe Harris. If I had a superpower, I would want it to be teleportation also.
And welcome back to I Want Answers presented by GRDA. Oh, it's okay. Now you know how I feel up here. Tongue-tied often. Anyway, we're down to the final round of our competition tonight. It's the Whirlwind Round, and it's coming right up.
Next up, it's the Whirlwind Round. In this round, the trailing team gets to pick from one of 3 categories, and they get to choose whether they wish to answer the category's questions themselves or force the other team to answer them. The team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Then the other team gets their turn at one of 3 remaining categories. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. If any team correctly answers all 10 of their questions, they will receive 10 bonus points.
All right, so Locust Grove, your team is trailing right now. You get to pick one of these 3 categories. We have last, SI units of measure, or National Women's Hall of Fame.
SI units of measurement.
SI units of measurement for yourself? Okay. All right, answer these questions with the correct International Standard Unit of Scientific Measurement. What is the SI base unit for length?
Meter.
Yes. What is the SI base unit for mass?
Gram.
No. What is the SI base unit for time?
Second.
Yes. What is the SI unit for electrical current?
Voltage.
No. What is the SI unit for thermodynamic temperature?
Kelvin.
Yes. What is the SI unit for the amount of a substance?
Mass.
No. What is the SI unit for luminous intensity?
Lumens.
No. What is the SI derived quantity unit for force?
Newton.
Yes. What is the SI derived quantity unit for energy?
Joules.
Yes. What is the SI derived quantity unit for power?
Watts.
Yes. Good job. I forgot to breathe there too. All right. Good job. Okay, Verdigris, you get to pick last, National Women's Hall of Fame, or occupations.
We'll do occupations.
Occupations. All right. Tell the occupations of each of these. St. Joseph made, repaired, and maintained wooden objects.
Carpenter.
Yes. Congressman John Fox repaired machines and vehicles.
Mechanic.
Yes. Kristen Banta raises and sells poinsettias, roses, and the like.
Florist.
Yes. Hoke in the movie Driving Miss Daisy drove a privately owned car for a wealthy person.
Chauffeur.
Yes. N.C. Wythe drew pictures for magazines and books.
Illustrator.
Yes. Twyla Tharp plans the movements for dancers performing on stage.
Choreographer.
Yes. The answer is not accountant, but Ernst & Young certifies the correctness of a firm's accounts and business procedures.
Pass.
Marie-Laure de Rochenbrug takes care of the museum collection
Curator.
at the Louvre.
Curator.
Yes. Peter Slites judges or decides a disputed issue between parties, such as when he created free agency in baseball.
Pass.
Mary Kay Hawes and Grace Hopper created COBOL to advance this field. That's a hard one too. All right, good job, good job. All right, let's take a look at what our score is now. We've got Locust Grove 170, Verdigris 300. So after 3 rounds, we're gonna play a little bit more speed to see who's gonna win this competition. All right. Jet engines discharge fast-moving jets of fluid to generate thrust in accordance with one of whose laws of motion? Locust Grove.
Newton.
Yes. In Verdun, France, there is a plaque honoring the bird that carried a message during the First World War, which ultimately saved the city. What kind of bird carried this message? Locust Grove.
Pigeon.
Yes. Transform this sentence into active voice. My dog was slimed by the ghoul. Verdigris?
The ghoul slimed my dog.
Yes. Whether produced by solar or by traditional means, your electric bill will show your kWh used. What does kWh, Locust Grove?
Kilowatt hours.
Yes. Bars of metal, such as gold cast in a preliminary shape suitable for transportation or further processing, are given what name? Locust Grove?
Ingots.
Yes. What abundant fossil fuel is associated with the Carboniferous geological period? Verdigris?
Oil.
No. Locust Grove?
Natural gas.
No, it's coal. The Ways and Means Committee makes recommendations on all bills for raising revenue. What House of Congress has this permanent committee? Verdigris?
House of Representatives.
Yes. Name the temple complex that served as the center of the Khmer Rouge Empire, which lasted from the 9th to the 15th centuries. Verdigris?
Angkor Wat.
Yes. You're the emblem of the land I love is a lyric from what patriotic song? Locust Grove?
Grand Old Flag?
Yes. Fill in the blank in this famous quote by Albert Einstein. God does not play blank with the universe. Verdigris?
Games.
No. Locust Grove?
Dice.
Yes, dice is correct. All right, wow, that bell concludes tonight's awesome competition. The final score stands at Locust Grove 230 and Verdigris 330. So that means that Verdigris is our winner tonight. Great job, both teams. You guys did so great today. Wow, so let's look at our bracket. We see that Locust Grove is going to move on and Verdigris will advance to our second round. So we'll see Verdigris again in just a few weeks for our semifinals. Thank you, teams, for playing, and thank you, audience, for joining us as we showcase the knowledge of our local Green Country High School teams across Oklahoma. So be sure to follow I Want Answers on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, you can always catch up on past episodes anytime at rsu.tv. We'll see you next time for another exciting competition on I Want Answers.
I Want Answers is made possible by the Grand River Dam Authority, the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, Rogers State University, and by the generous support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
At RCB Bank, we know that if you want to build a strong future, you need a solid foundation. That's why, since 1936, RCB Bank has helped people and communities forge a path to a solid financial foundation. For more than 85 years, RCB Bank has been strong, stable, and ready to lend a hand. With more than 60 locations across Oklahoma and Kansas, RCB Bank is here to serve your banking needs. At RCB Bank, you truly are at home.